Yo, 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 what's good, my people? Like a word, that is good. Yo, what's good, people? What's good, people? It is me, Jason Gooner. We're back in the studio. It's Jason Gooner TV, and you know what time it is. It's Friday night. So, you know, we have the EPL weekend approaching, and that means Jason Gooner TV is here to bring you your full EPL preview. And, you know, it's a very interactive show. So, we're going to need you guys to get involved in the comment section early or surely, right? Let me know how you're feeling about the weekend for your team, about this festive period coming up. It is a time for Christmas, family, and of course, football. There's no breaks in the EPL. We go right through. So we are going to be here as much as we can, as best we can, to bring you the content each and every time there's matches going on. Right now, I am in sports heaven. There's a whole heap of things going on. College football, Alabama playing, good game. Netflix fight. Last time Jake Paul took my time, I was very underwhelmed, but I have a feeling like Anthony Joshua now go really joke it out. So it's probably going to be an actual fight this time. I don't have Netflix already, so and I like me to really do anything different. So it's on, so I have it on. The Alicia Baumgardner fight just starts, so that me really I watch as well. But you don't know we're gonna do everything as we always do, people. We're gonna bring up the team news of all the teams in the Prem, so we can know what's going on this week, what to look out for, who is out, who is in, all that good stuff, so that when we get to the predictions and the previews of the games, we are well aware of what to expect in terms of team sheet. And you don't know, we'll look at the form, how teams looking, and of course, bring my analysis to everything as well. And of course, we're going to include the comment section right through. So yeah, man, as I say, it's an interactive thing. You don't know. We love how the people have been supporting the channel of late. We see the numbers going up on the EPL review show. So I'll keep the consistency, the preview and the review thing are going good. You don't know, we have the big board set up. So when we get down to the predictions, drop them, drop them, drop them. I will record them. But one thing I want to say, just jump up to bring some chi. T, big up, big up, big up, Lamar. Up full, up full. Anthony Joshua soon fight. Bless up, Logan. What go on, my bro? Big up yourself, you know. I'm going to say as well, congrats to the Walker Cup champions, St. Catherine. They beat Mona today. It was a 3-3 game after the full-time whistle, and it went straight to penalties, and St. Catherine was victorious in the penalties. So big ups to St. Catherine and their Walker Cup win. And in the Manning Cup, it was what some would consider an upset. Excelsior beat JC 2-0 in the final. The full time there, JC, a number of chances, a number of opportunities inside Excelsior box, but was not able to put any of them away. Garden was spectacular in the goal for Excelsior. So, yeah, man, big up, big up. Oh, Logan just left stadium. Same thing. Yeah, that may I talk about. We say only La Liga. Yeah, I love La Liga as well, you know. But I really do like Liga content and stuff. But yeah, man, I love La Liga as well. I'm not an EPL fan that raise up my nose to the other league then. I like the other leagues as well, you know. I'm probably in the minority where that is concerned, but most people, most EPL fans, them kind of going like, no other football don't play. But me not so silly, you know. Yeah, man, La Liga bad, man. All right, well, Lamar, respect for tuning in. You don't know. No, say I don't really hear a thing, but you don't know where reason the football the same way. So big up yourself. All right, so you know what we're gonna do, people. We're gonna try to get the rundown of what's going on with each and every team, so that when we go through the games, we kind of know who are gonna play, who not play. No, I'm very uncomfortable. The only reason I'm comfortable right now is because this chair that I'm in is extremely comfortable. But as far as the table is concerned, no, I'm not comfy at all, Lamar. I'm not comfy at all. I'm not comfy at all, Lamar. I'm gonna tell you the God honest truth. because the team we run with on. Oh, Logan asked me, yeah, Logan, we're not comfortable right now. We're not comfortable, but yo, at the end of the day, it's EPL, you know, so I mean, obviously, I'd rather have a 10, 12, 14, 15-point lead, but that not happen right now in this league, I don't think. But end of the day, the way me see it right now, Logan, unless man just gonna get injured every week, like at some point, you know, we're gonna have more people coming back than people injured. You know what I mean? So let's forget through this period, this tricky period right here, but I'm kind of worried about the fixtures. You know, Everton, we're gonna talk about it, but there's a couple of reasons why I think we're playing Everton at the perfect time. You know what I mean? Not that means anything. Cause on the day, if you don't turn up, you just don't turn up. But I would like to think that based on the last performance against Wolves, like I don't think we can perform any worse. So, you know, let's just see how much we can raise the level from that Wolves performance, you know. Yeah, man, I'm just supporting you when I can. Maximum blessings, my bro. Bless up gigs. Oh, go on, brother. Big up yourself, you know. Yeah, man. So Excelsior take it over JC. So congrats to them. Tomorrow is what? Ben Francis and the Costa Cup. I think Ben Francis is the CC battle. So Cornwall College versus Clarendon College, and then the Costa Cup is Glenmuir versus Stets. So yeah, should be good games. Should be good games. It was entertaining today. You know, the football not the greatest, you know, but you consider the effort in all of the players, and you know, the Manning Cup game was you could see the strategy involved as well. That the Walker Cup game was much more free flowing, wasn't really so tactical if you ask me. But the final in the Manning Cup was a little more tactical, I thought. Could really see what Excelsior was trying to do. You know, I think they kind of knew that they would have to really soak up pressure at times, but they definitely had a good strategy how to get an advantage on the counter. I saw them able to do it a few times. You remember they did a lead by 12 points, and look now, February, you see the real deal. Yeah, look, I never thought for a minute that that 12-point lead, whatever, was just gonna balloon and keep going. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, brother. It's the Premier League, you know. Man City, like everybody gloating about Arsenal's squad and this and that, but they might go on like Man City have some idiot ball up on them side. You know what I mean? Man City have a rotted side. I can't believe STGC drop off so badly, but all empires will fall once in a lifetime where football is concerned. Yeah, kind of sad, you know, and it's the end of an era because even though Bert is not leaving altogether, because he's still going to be involved, I think, as the TD, he's not going to be the head coach anymore. So that's going to be a change, you know. So fuzzy time. Bless up, Chili. What I say, bro? Boy, I take time sneak up, eh? Can't sneak no more, brother. On the day. Everton gonna give Arsenal problems in the next game based on how they've been playing lately. To me, wonder if they're gonna pull a Villa result. Gigs. Me soon break down why I don't think that will go on. Excelsior control the midfield and JC got confused. Yeah, I thought Excelsior's midfield did a good job. I wouldn't go as far to say as control it. I think that what the Excelsior coach did really well was just overload that area. So JC couldn't really just play that intricate style, and it became a more, you know, they almost had to get more expansive to get their chances. And of course, they have the quality to be able to still get chances that way. But yeah, I thought Excelsior did a really good job of plugging the midfield. You know, play very narrow, compact. Fuzzy was my Waterhouse U15 to U20 coach, and he isn't improving. I tell you, Fuzzy boy, Fuzzy pissed me off with that U20 team in the Lavissi, man. Jeez and peace. And them still nearly make it with all the bullshit he was doing. Anyway, let's get this show back on track. Just did want to big up the youths them. I did watch the majority actually of both of those games. The second half for sure at the Mona game. and I got to see the majority of the game in the Manning Cup final. So yeah, it just worked out time wise that I could have put my eyes on it for long stretches of those games. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I get to see him luck, but boy, it kind of rough, cause family there about parents in town, don't know. Pops is in the building, people. But I think Pops gone in bed. So we're there. All right. Now let's get down into it, people. The team news. So first, let's head over to Everton. And over at Everton, what's going on there? Do you ever think we will get the Man City version of Bunny Shaw for the Reggae Girls? It's possible. It's possible because I think the women's team, they'll actually put the pieces around her eventually. Because we have more players, I think, now in that attacking third that can combine with her a little better. So yeah, I mean the exact version probably not because we don't have the whole mechanism of Man City, but a better version of Bunny than we have seen in the past, I think is possible for sure. All right, Moyes provides update on some players. 3 key fitness updates. All right. So this is all gonna pay attention now because trust me, this is a part of the reason why I think it's a good time to be playing them. But let's get some confirmation from the coach. Actually, just say it as well. To me, that's the key, bro. No NDI. That's the player who may know would have turn up and do something against we. And then see another one there on the right of the screen and the left because Dewsbury Hall been balling of late. Anyway, Jack Grealish is available to face Arsenal. Bombard. But Kieran Dewsbury Hall will miss out. So we will have to deal with Jack Grealish and his madness, drawing fouls every 5 seconds. Branthwaite still out. Why Branthwaite don't even play football? When the last time you see Branthwaite play football? Jeez. But NDI and Ghana Gay, that's big. That's big. They left Merseyside to link up with Senegal for the AFCON. Then play Tuesday in them first game. Kiernan is doing well, but not available for the game. He'll be a big miss for us, but that's what happens at this time of the year. Liable to lose players. Every club has got injuries and suspension, so we're no different to anybody else. That's a good mentality to have. Man said, asked if there's a timeline on the injury. Man said, we have, but I'm not telling you. Jack is okay. Jack will be fit and available to play against Arsenal, yes. All right, so Jack, Grealish, fit. Dewsbury Hall, not fit. And NDI and Ghana Gay gone to AFCON. So I love the fact that of the front of that 3 behind the striker, because their strikers are terrible if you ask me, Barry and Beto. But of those 3 that play behind the striker, 2 of them won't be there. And we know like a team like Everton, I wouldn't say there's a huge drop off because they have quality there. I mean, Dwight McNeil is there who haven't really getting any chances under this coach. Tyler Dibbling they got in the summer, but he hasn't really gotten many chances. I think Charlie Alcaraz will play, probably where Dewsbury Hall normally play, but who plays that right wing area, that will be what I'll be looking out for, and who kind of steps into the midfield because Idris are not going to be there. But I think that is something that is part of the reason why I was saying, in my eyes, it's a good time to be playing them because they're not going to have that setup that's been working so well for them of late. So that's one positive going into the game in terms of if you're an Arsenal fan. Now, the next team we're going to talk about is Everton's opponent, my side, Arsenal. And this is what Arteta had to say today, day before, match day -1 press conference. So, update on White, Gabriel, and Zubimendi. All right, Ben White was forced off with a hamstring injury. He said, yeah, he's out. He's evolving well. It's not a major injury. but it will keep him out for a few games, I think. Man said Ben is a really fast healer as well, so there's hope that we're going to have him in the next few games. This man love say them thing about player and then them out for 2 months. Another defender hoping to return in the coming weeks is Gabriel. He's pushing hard as we always does every time he's out, and he's evolving really well. He's doing pitch sessions, so he's not too far. We have to see in the next stages of that rehab how he progresses, but we are quite positive about it. Mikel had a positive update on Havertz. He's progressing well and quite fast in the last few weeks. So yeah, we are really positive that if everything continues like that in the next sessions, he's going to be with us soon. I'm saying, don't want to say on Kai. We think we need to be cautious. We need to go really firmly with every step that we take along the way to make sure that when he's back and he's back for the long term. Discussing our Ranger player physical challenge facing Zubimendi. There's a lot of management for a few players who played a lot of minutes lately, so that's probably the reason why. In the small windows that we have, we make sure that we look after him, and he understands that every possibility and every chance you have to look after yourself, you have to take it in this league. The demands are going to be really, really high, but I think he's coping really, really well with the league, with all the challenges that the league brings. It's a new club, a new country, and I think he's been exceptional. So yeah, Zubimendi just sat out training. People were freaking out about it, but clearly, I mean, the man just play all the time, so I'm just give him a day off, you know. Probably was in the gym, riding a bike or something, but yeah, did not have to set foot on the pitch for that day. So, Thomas Frank also was talking about the Spurs and what they have going on. And he was asked about Dominic Solanke, Matasargan, African Cup of Nation. Yves Bissouma ain't playing, but he's gone as well. Odagi on the injured list with a hamstring issue. So yeah, nothing really on Solanke. Him just say he's looking forward to being able to name him in the squad. So, you know, context matters. I don't know how he said that, but I could see where he said that a bit upset, you know. All right, Slot providing fitness updates on a whole list of players: Frimpong, Gakpo, Gomez, Soboslai. So Slot hopes Soboslai will be available for this match. Frimpong is fit again after injury, says the coach. Gakpo and Joe Gomez will both miss the game. Gakpo had a promising scan, and they're not that worried anymore as they were a couple of weeks ago. But he's still out for a couple of weeks. So he said they had one more session today, and if he got through that session, Soboslai that is, he would be fit to play. And Connor Bradley is back after serving a suspension. He's back after serving a suspension. So that's the team news for Liverpool. Gakpo and Gomez out, Soboslai facing a late test, and both right backs fit again for the first time in a long time. Bradley and Frimpong will be available. So maybe we won't see Dominic Soboslai play right back if he does play. So that's what Slot had to say. Andrews from Brentford, Keith Andrews, that is, provided some updates on Thiago and Jordan. They both picked up little knocks against Leeds. He said he doesn't know yet. That's my honest answer. They've been with medics today, and we'll see how they're going into the game on Saturday. So they do play on Saturday, so it will be a race against time for those two players. For my fantasy team sake, I hope that Igor play, because I will need him. So Onyeka and Otara, the ones who are gone from their team to AFCON. So that's definitely the Otara one is a big miss. You know, he's been part of that attack that has proven to cause a lot of teams some issues. This girl face look mash up. All right, so Nuno was talking ahead of their trip to Man City, and that's Nuno of West Ham, of course. So El Hadji Malik Diouf and Aaron Wan Bissaka both gone to AFCON. So basically losing his left and right back out of the defense. So Kyle Walker-Peters, Alice Carls, they would both be in contention, I would think. And Fulkrug is actually back in training. So yeah, he returned to a full training session, Fulkrug. So they have been light in the attacking area. They turned to Callum Wilson. He had one day a blast from the past, but he's gotten quiet again. Bowen can lead the line, but definitely would rather have a striker and have him playing his more preferred role on the flank. So Sunderland going to have one player available, Diarra. Oh, he's been sidelined since September after sustaining a groin injury. Damn. So wait. Yeah, so they might let him play, and if him good, then he will leave. Wow. That's crazy. The man not playing for 4 months. So they might give him a game in this game, and if it goes well, then him can go AFCON. That's crazy. But they have a lot of players gone, I think. Leeds. So Longstaff and Mecha out. Daniel James still going to be out. So they must have their long-term injuries still out. So no new news there. Looks like Dunk is set to miss the clash. And Gomez, because they're both suspended. So you see some different players on the back line. Matoma is fit enough to start again, says the coach. Welbeck dealing with some injuries, but coach say him always doing incredible things and being fit. Baliba is now away with Cameroon at AFCON as well. So they will have quite a change lineup for this match against Sunderland. And then we have who now? Yeah, so that's pretty much it for all the team news going into the game. One thing I did want to check though, a list of maybe not. All right, let's get back to the comments before we start to talk about the matches. Please do smash the like button if you haven't already. It is the cheapest, easiest way to show some support to the channel. Let's see. Arsenal lucky for real. Bless up, Pops. How do you get the version of yourself out of your mind into reality? I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm running from it, Lamar. Maybe I'm running from it. It's scary, you know. It's scary, but I mean, it is possible though to get a better version of money. Still don't think we can get the whole Man City version. No. But yeah man, pressure, soup. Grealish is still a City player. Time for him to do the right thing. I think that could happen if they stop just fitting players on the pitch that not at the level to me. I will see a better team overall, both reggae girls and boys. Yeah, and that's what give me hope, gigs, because I don't see them do it quite as much with the reggae girls. No, we don't have any. Oi! Or go on BBK Night Building, the legendary one. If you haven't already, go and check out his channel. Great content, good people. Yeah, man, show some support over that side. BBK Sports at BBK Sports. Easy to find. So Bam Ghana look like she's not even in a fight. And the other girl look like some heavy hands are liquor in her face. Ooh. Yo. All right. First match of the week. Starting off the week is a nice match, people. I know some of the blues in the building, but it's a tough one. St. James Park will be the place. Bright and early, midday in England. Newcastle hosting Chelsea. Andy Madley will be the ref. At St. James's Park, it should be rocking. Newcastle had a decent little run going before another one bites the dust at the Stadium of Light last week, 1-0, falling to Sunderland in the Tyne-Wear derby. And Chelsea, they have been kind of up and down in the league. They beat Burnley. They had a good draw against Arsenal when they were down to 10 men. Many people said they were the better side. Then they followed that up with a 3-1 loss at Ellen Road. They drew away to Bournemouth in a quite forgettable game. And then they did win 2-0 last week in second gear, really, against Everton, really control the game well to win that 2-0. So that is how the form of the two teams looks going into this matchup. Let's look at the stats now. So you see the tail of the tape, 12th position right now, Newcastle, 4th position, Chelsea. Now, these league positions right now, I would not take them so far because, I think 4th to 12th is a difference of maybe 6 points. Ooh. First knockdown for the night. She's not looking so good. She's looking quite wobbly. I think that's the first knockdown. This is the first one I saw. What is she doing? Oh, it's the end of the round. She look like she want to go to bed. Yo. Anybody watching this fight on Netflix? Let me know. My point is based on one less person also affects teams because 11 players attract and 11 depends, which is have seen too many times. Wait, my point is based on one less person. It affects teams because 11 players attract and 11 depends on, which is. Oh, you're saying if one out of the 11 ain't up to scratch, you can throw off everything. I think that's what they're saying. That's a valid point. One that I agree with. I don't think she's gonna last much longer, I think she's out for the count. All right, so 12th and 4th, the two teams. 2 more wins for Chelsea. Everything else is the same. Obviously, they have 2 more losses. 4 draws. So there's a 6 point gap between the teams right now. Goals per match, you see that's the difference really between the two teams. Chelsea scoring a lot more goals. What she just tried to do a while ago? Headbutt. Hold on, the people. The knockout are forward in us. Let me see it. We can feel it. She ready for go down, you know. Be a blood in her ring. Maybe not. She'll try to get her legs back. Ooh. 27.34 XG. Not bad. 21.38. Both right around their XG. You want to be a little bit above your XG, to be honest, but they're right there on it. 8 clean sheets for Chelsea, one of the highest in the league so far. Much improved Chelsea defense, it must be said, and 5 clean sheets so far for Newcastle. We saw the previous form. Now, this is the history between the two teams. 60 matches played, 31 wins for Chelsea, 16 for Newcastle with 13 drawn games. Last season in this same fixture ended 2-0 at the end of the season, Newcastle. And that was really important for them to get into the Champions League. So that was a big win for them. I think that was a second to last week of the season. And pretty much the home team has won the last 4 of these fixtures. So take that for what it's worth. Now, this week, both of these teams had games that they played. They both had Carabao Cup games, but to be fair, both teams definitely utilized their squads. So it wasn't necessarily their, first team or starting 11 players that really got the game. Chelsea definitely had a much changed team, the likes of Tyreek, George, Giu, Gittins, Bonanate. Moise Caicedo played, but I think that had more to do with the fact that he would have missed 3 straight games. He would have missed 3 straight games due to that red card that he received against Arsenal. So yeah, he probably had the legs to play this match and then play more games coming up. As you know, the schedule is getting very hectic right now. The back line was fully changed out and the reserve keeper did start. So definitely the coach, he brought on the likes of João Pedro, Garnacho, Gusto, Pedro Neto, Chalaba, all players who more than likely, besides maybe Garnacho, would get the start, even though Garnacho has been starting a lot of late, so he could probably start as well. So they did a good job of rotating the squad. I don't think that's going to be a huge deal for them. Newcastle, they played their game on Wednesday. And from what I remember, they also had a much changed team. Now, Bruno G did start similar to Caicedo. And the coach did go with, his first 11 centre-back pairing. And that had more to do with injuries as well. Batman, Byrne, all out of the team right now. So really didn't have the options without going to the academy probably for this game. Livramento did start, and the problem with that is he came off injured in the 76th minute. So that could prove costly in terms of him not being able to get through that game. It's good that the likes of Lewis Hall is back. That will help. But Kieran Trippier is currently out as well, so they don't really have that cover on the right back. And Miley started at right back in this game and actually played well. Was the player of the game, stats wise. So yeah, maybe that's an option they could look to, even in the Premier League. But they also rotated. I guess the big news is Wissa did start in the game, got 70 minutes under his belt, did score as well. So him being back into the fold is not a bad thing. And yeah, I think Newcastle and Chelsea, even though they had this EFL Cup quarterfinal to play, both coaches were smart enough to do heavy rotation. So don't think it will be a huge effect on what they're able to do in this one. Now, I'm going to base this selection solely on the fact that midday kickoff St. James Park is just different. And I just feel like they're gonna win the game. I think Newcastle will win this game, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna be so high. Let's see. 3-2. I'm gonna say 2-1 to Newcastle. I'm gonna say 2-1 to Newcastle. Skull in a building says 2-1 as well. Chile say it's gonna draw. Desmond. Bruno was rested in Fulham game. Oh, you're talking about in the league? Yeah. This will be a midfield battle for sure. One thing that's gonna be interesting is with Caicedo back now. How does the coach set it up? It's been Caicedo and James at times. With him out, it's been James and Enzo. Enzo hasn't been playing that behind the striker role because Cole Palmer's been back. So how does that midfield look? Who isn't gonna start? Some interesting decisions for the coach to make, honestly, because when you look at, for example, let's see, Chelsea's last game against Everton, and this is the last league game, right? This was the team that he went with. As you can see, James and Fernandes in the pivot. Now, Caicedo being fit again will start, right? He's going to be back in the starting lineup. If you're Maresca in this particular game, what would you do? You always have the option to play Neto off the left, Palmer off the right, Enzo in the central area, and you go with James and Caicedo in the midfield. That could be what he does. Does he want to keep Fernandes deeper in the midfield or unlock him a bit further forward? But then you don't really have wing play from Palmer here. It becomes more of a half space, retention type of winger. And Neto, even though he's good on the left, I do think Neto is actually better on the right because he has the quality to cross with the right foot as well. So he can go either direction, and having the added bonus of when he cuts in on the left, having the ability to score on that left, it just kind of trumps that for me, it trumps him going on the left-hand side. So that's going to be, to me, the biggest call. I think the back line picks itself. And whether he goes with Caicedo and Fernandes, I guess James or Gusto would be the question at right back. But let's see what the coach decides to do. I just don't see him dropping Fernandes altogether. So when you look at the starting 11, it's like, who do you drop? Well, it has to be Garnacho, right? Has to be, to make way for Caicedo, and you just, move around that midfield three behind the striker, Pedro. Pedro will do a lot of floating left to right as well. So it can be a fluid front four if you put Fernandes where Palmer is. Palmer and Neto can, go either side, but Palmer probably on the right, Neto on the left, and then Pedro up top. So let's see what the coach do. I don't know why I'm going to go with, to be honest, but it should be an interesting choice or an interesting decision for him. This was a team that lost 1-0 last week. And I wouldn't be surprised if the team looks a lot like this again. Livramento, he might not be fit. So it's going to be interesting what he decides to do on the back line. There's really no more center-backs around. Byrne had to come off injured in this game. So Shara and Theo probably pick themselves. And, you may see Joe Linton back in there, I would think. Tonali, Guimaraes, and Joe Linton, I would think, would be the three that you'd want to see. So that midfield battle is going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see what the coach decides to do with Enzo Fernandez in this particular game. now that some of the other players are back. So that's my talking points from that. Should be a good game, though. I'm looking forward to that one. So I'll be up bright and early to see that. Then we have a big slate of games at 10 o'clock. We're going to go through all of them. All right, so the next one we're going to look at, people, is Bournemouth and Burnley. Now, Bournemouth had a crazy match last week at Old Trafford. That was a 4-4 game. Ridiculous game. This one will be at the Vitality. Chris Kavanagh will be taking charge of this one. As you can see, both teams winless in their last 5, but at least 3 draws for Bournemouth with 2 losses in there as well. And then Burnley just struggling at this moment in time, looking like they're going to be hard pressed to avoid that relegation. But 6 positions in the league separate them. 2 more wins for Bournemouth, 5 more draws as well. So quite a sizable advantage. I think it's 11-point gap that would be. Yep. Last 5, last 12 did Burnley out of their 16 games. Both teams conceding about 2 a game. You see the XG numbers, 22.98, 25 goals. That's a good return. 14.7, 18 goals. That's a really good return based on the XG. 5 clean sheets for Bournemouth, 2 for Burnley. 10 times this match play in the league. Premier League, 6 wins for Burnley, 4 wins for Bournemouth. Wow, no drawn game. So we've never had a draw in this fixture. Last time they played, which would have been 2 seasons ago, basically Bournemouth did the double over them. Does that continue tomorrow? I would say yes. Bournemouth is going to win this game. I'm going to say Bournemouth win this game 3-1. I think Burnley find a goal from somewhere, but yeah, I would venture to say that Bournemouth will protect their house and get the 3 points against Burnley tomorrow. Brighton and Sunderland, that's the next game. Now, we just got word that some of these Sunderland players will be headed out. So they'll have some issues. But I do think that Brighton right now is a team that need to find some kind of consistency if they're going to seriously challenge to be in and amongst those European places. 2 wins on the bounce, followed by losses, a loss, a draw, and a loss. They did lose to 2 of the hotter teams in the league right now, Villa and Liverpool. But, they have just been up and down regardless of their opponent, to be honest. Sunderland, they have 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. So the same amount of points over the last 5 games for both of these teams. You see the stats, they're very close in the league. 10th place, Brighton. 8th place, Sunderland. Sunderland has 1 more win, same amount of draws. 25 goals scored for Brighton, 19 for Sunderland. You see the XG right at 26.04. So underperforming there in front of goal is Brighton. And Sunderland definitely punching above their weight based on XG. Almost a 6 goal gap in XG to the actual goal. So conversion rate very high for them. 5 clean sheets for Sunderland, 3 clean sheets for Brighton. This match has never been played in the Premier League between these 2 teams. So no history to base this one off of. At Amex Stadium, it will be Darren England doing the refereeing for this one. So Brighton, Sunderland. Sunderland is a stingy team, but I think at home Brighton gonna get the better of them. So I'm gonna say 2-1 Brighton. Skull said 2-1 Bournemouth. All right. Next match, people. Manchester City, the chasers right now. They soon might be the chased. But they're the chasers right now. Paul Tierney will ref this one from the Etihad Stadium. You see the tail of the tape of the two teams. Second position right now for City. They could get to first position if they do get the 3 points over West Ham at home, which is more than likely. I will put them on 12 wins and put them, I think, 1 point ahead of Arsenal going into Arsenal's game later in the day. West Ham in 18th. They have 3 wins, 4 draws, and the majority of those coming under new management, under Nuno. Ooh, she got popped that time. 38 goals to 19. Wow. So they've doubled them up in goals so far. You see the XG at 30.88. I think that leads the Premier League. And very good returns. 38 goals. You want to be outperforming that XG for sure. 16.33, 19 goals. You see the clean sheet, 7 for City, only 1 for West Ham. 4 wins on the bounce after losing at St. James's Park over Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, and Crystal Palace. Back-to-back 3-0 wins as well. And then West Ham, 3 draws over the last 5 with 2 losses to Liverpool and to Aston Villa. So 2 of the very good teams right now. 48 played in this series, 31 wins to City, 9 wins to West Ham. Last time this fixture was played in January of this year, 4-1 victors did Man City run out. And Man City also had an EFL Cup game to play. And Pep also did some decent amount of rotations. O'Reilly really the only player that I saw start that's been starting like all the time. Reinders and Shirky both played, which I was actually surprised by, because those are the players who have been going in and out of the starting lineup. But the likes of Foden, Haaland, Ruben Diaz, Vardy, they all got the rest for the most part. Vardy did come on in the 65th, so did Nunes and Bernardo Silva. Erling Haaland was unused and Ruben Diaz was unused. So yeah, he did some heavy rotating as well. So I don't think that fixture will have too much by way of affecting their ability to perform on the weekend, But yeah, Man City. Look, I'm not thinking anything crazy is gonna happen here. West Ham, down 2 of their 4 starters on the back line. That won't help. And Man City right now is just very, very formidable in attack. So that difference in players who are out there. Ooh, don't get knocked out of there, girl. Just in case. And the only way you can lose. Ooh. Yo, she getting caught a few times. Chopping the body. Last 20 seconds. Yo, leg off fire no man and stop hold on. Ooh. Yo, Alicia gets hit too much though. Somebody with power will mess her up. You better hug her up, it done. Alright, so the only question is how bad do I think it will be? This was a Nuno team with him defense when I said maybe. But boy, I don't know. I'm gonna say let's make it a 3 in a row. So another 3-0 to City. 2-1 Sunderland says Skull. Chile said 2-0 to the Cherries. And 1-1. Yeah, Nico. Good shot, Chile. Because you don't have another person like Nico, I guess. Good shot, though. That's another start I did miss. Yeah, Nico, for sure. So, him basically play like the midfield three that could potentially start, minus probably Bernardo. But Savinho, Oscar Bob. Bob had to come off again injured, which was kind of bad. Foden had to come on, but he did come off again. But yeah, rested Haaland, rested Diaz. The others had shorter runouts. So yeah, decent enough rotation. Skull said 3-1 to City. Marmoush gone, Doku and Bob injured, attack getting a little light. Yeah, I mean, Savinho is there, so that's good. And who else is there? Marmoush gone. Well, he wasn't really figuring in the league like that. So, like Pep was preparing for him being gone. But Bob being injured is not good, especially if Doku out. You don't want one of those two around. 2-0 City said Chile. Yeah, man, may I watch it. Big up, Mas. Yeah, Mas, I have yours written down already from Shirley today. Yep. No, you did send your picks. I already have them. Egypt need to drop out as soon as possible, if you ask me. I said, Salah need for hurry up and forward. Mad. Oh, you mean, oh, I thought you were saying like Salah need to forward and mess up Liverpool again, but you're just talking about Marmoush coming back. Yeah, I forgot he's Egyptian and not Moroccan. Don't know why I always want to put him with Morocco them. Yo, should have every belt, brother. Should have every belt. All right, so City game, another 10 o'clock one, and then the last 10 o'clock game. Remember, it's 4 of the games at this time, but Wolves, nothing but red. Trouble. 20th position facing 15th. No wins still after 16 games. It's a shame, Wolves. It's a shame. 2 drawn games for both teams, but 14 L's and only 8 for Brentford. 22 goals scored, 9 goals scored for Wolves. That's crazy low. XG 13.62. So underperforming their XG even. 22.99. Definitely Brentford would have wanted more goals with that XG right there. 2 clean sheets, no clean sheets. So neither team prolific at that. So goals should come in this game at some point, even though Wolves struggle to score them. Brentford, 1 win in their last 5. They do have a draw in the last fixture, but 3 losses to Brighton away, Arsenal away, and Tottenham away. 3 tough fixtures, and they only have 1 goal in those 3 away fixtures. So they go to Wolves, knowing that their away form ain't the best, but Wolves home or away form ain't the best. It's going to be a tricky one to call, to be honest. Brentford will be without Otara and Onyeka. And I think Wolves, everybody should be around because I don't think Tolu got called. I think they'll have everybody. I think 8 times this match play in the Prem, 3 wins for Brentford, 3 wins for Wolves, and 2 draws. So it's been dead even. Last time this particular fixture play, it ended 1-1 last day of the season, last season. And that was in May of this year. Can Wolves get their first win of the season, people? Is it on the cards for them? Have you seen anything that would suggest that? I really haven't. I think at best they draw this game. Wait, so this is the game? They did score 3 last week. So they're on the uptick. They are on the uptick. That is true. 3 quality goals as well. That header was something else. Well, the first one wasn't that quality still. But the header, clean. Clean, clean. I'm tempted to say 1-0 Wolves, man. I think Brentford are gonna score, man. Wolves can't keep a clean sheet. Ain't no way. Yo, man, not be an idiot. 3-2 Brentford. 3-2 Brentford. Entertainment. Yeah. May I try? So in my brain chilling, may I try to give them a win, bro. But nah. If them win, them win. But me not pick it. Everton will win today. Arsenal is spineless. My word. We're gonna see how spineless them is. The game have to play Dexter. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. It's only December though, Dexter. I mean, we don't get spineless till like March and April. So that's what give me like a hope. No, man, I think we're gonna turn them over, man, because them team not there. That's the only reason still. If them have them full strength team, we wouldn't talk with so much chess. 11 league position, 7th. So Spurs versus Liverpool. It's the game them advertising at 12:30, even though there's 2 games at 12:30. Right? Oh no, 1 game at 12:30, 2 games at 3. All right, so 5th, 11th taking on 7th, 8 wins for Liverpool, 6 wins for Spurs. But they do have 2 more draws than Liverpool, who they both have the same amount of losses. 26 goals for Liverpool, 25 for Spurs. Liverpool are conceding a bit more goals per match. You see the XG at 15.29. So they're probably the best performing team, goals to XG. As you can see, Liverpool right above 26 and have 26 goals. So they'd like to improve on that as the season goes on. Both teams have 5 clean sheets on the season. You see the recent form, 3 losses out of the last 5. Draw at St. James Park, probably their best performance of this entire 5 game stretch. They did have a 2-0 win over Brentford as well. But they have really been struggling in the league under this manager. Liverpool, a loss against Forest, which was probably the lowest point for them this season. 3-0 loss at home. But then they went to West Ham and won 2-0. They drew 1-1 with Sunderland, drew away 3-0 with Leeds, and 2-0 last week against Brighton. So they have been pretty up and down as well, not getting much consistency from their defense in particular, I would say. 66 matches played between these 2 teams in the Premier League. Liverpool with 34 wins, 15 for Spurs, and 17 drawn games. This match ended 6-3 last year in this stadium. I think it was December 2024. Yep. And that was a madness. But how will this one end is the question. How will this one end this weekend? Now we know Liverpool, this was their lineup last week. We know Salah had to come on early in the game when Gomez got injured. But I could see this lineup again, to be honest. Obviously, Gomez can't play, so the likes of Conor Bradley more than likely would step in. I don't think Frimpong will come right back into the starting 11. So yeah, I could see this team starting and basically making the forced change of Gomez out and bring Conor Bradley back in as he's back from his suspension. So that is what I would do for sure. I would just keep this going because they might win with this team. But let's see what the coach decide. Let's see what the coach decide. I'm gonna think that Slot is gonna do something similar to what I'm saying. So I'm gonna say they actually turn over Spurs. Actually, no. I'm gonna say this game in 1-1. I'm gonna say Spurs and Liverpool gonna draw 1-1. What do you think, people? Skull said 2-1. 2-1 to who? Let me know 2-1 to who? West Ham, no. 2-1 to Brentford or Wolves? Let me know. We know how this go how they play out every season. I'm hoping my team LFC win. Kirkes is useless. Kirk is not bad, man. I'm just not fit in yet. LFC issue is Kirkes. 2-1 Brentford to Red Skull. Okay, cool. I know he's a man like to pick the upset them, you know. Man, I want to know if you have the £500 forward again with this. Big up in a pristine. Hope all is well. Me have you on the big board right team. Big up yourself. Kirk has been struggling. That is true. You know what's weird? Like, I don't know why I'm doing just flip point play. Like last season, Trent was the one in the back line that had like freedom. If you know Kirkes is not a great defender, why don't you give him more freedom to play more attacking? And you tell Connor to sit a little bit more because he's a better defender. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a little old YouTube guy. I'm just a guy who played football once, you know, and watched football fight my whole life. So what do I really know? But yeah, if I'm Liverpool coach, that's what I would do. Yeah, but okay, which of the two does he do better though? Because I've seen him whip some rotted cross in, maybe not for Liverpool, but for his whole team. And to be honest, when he was on his old team, he could actually defend. So I don't even know what's wrong with this guy right now, to be honest. I just don't, I mean, he can't be as bad as he's showing because he showed a lot better than this before in a team that was worse. You know? But hey, let's see. We shall see, right? I'm going for a 1-1 in the Tottenham Liverpool game. I don't know why I feel like you're going to draw. That's just my gut feeling, you know. Chile said 2-0 Liverpool. I'm gonna miss that. The amount of boo I gonna rain down if that score happen. Jeez. We're looking at the wrong numbers. What you mean? What numbers are looking at Dexter for McCurky's talk? Could say the same for another Liverpool signing. Yeah, there's a few of them. There's a few of them. What Tottenham team did look like last week? Frank a madman too, you know. Well, this right now is probably them best four that them could put out here. Up top. Graham Bentancur. So what did happen to so why Paulinho never play? Yes, Spence, boy. Ben Davies is back. So Matasar gone. So really him off of the was the only one on the team last week. Ghana never make AFCON. Bournemouth, Bournemouth happy. Spurs happy. Everybody with a Ghanaian happy. Except Ghanaians. Red Skull said 2-1 Liverpool as well. So me wanna say draw so far. Or point of attack. No, but I mean, especially now that Salah not on that right side, cutting in, cutting in, cutting in. I don't know, man. It's like Liverpool fans think that Gay will be a good signing, but he's too short. He's athletic though, so him spring him can jump very high, and I'm not short. I mean, when I think about a short centre back, I'm thinking of like my boy from Manu and Argentina, Martinez. No, that's a short centre back. Gay, he's not a giant. He's not Konate or Van Dijk, but I mean, surely makes up for it is that with his athleticism, his jumping ability, how high he can actually jump. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm going with a draw. Most people going with Liverpool. We'll see how it plays out. Should be a good game. We don't know what Spurs team will turn up. Could be a decent Spurs, could be the horrible Spurs. We never know. Everton, Arsenal. This fixture will take place at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. First time Arsenal will be playing a game in this stadium. They have had good home form this season, so it should be a tough fixture. Like I said, the only thing giving me a bit of joy, or not joy, but the only thing making me feel more optimistic is the fact that some of these players that would have played against Chelsea last week in their defeat aren't even around. So Grealish passed fit to play. How fit will he be? We don't know. Dewsbury Hall came off and is still out. NDI is gone to Afghan, and Drisa Ganagay gone to Afghan. So that's three players for sure out of the starting 11 from last week, not around. Um, and when you look at the replacements, I do think Charlie Alcaraz will play, and it's just going to be between, who does he prefer from the start, Dwight McNeil or Tyler Diblin. I would say one of those two coming in on that right hand side for NDI. So that's going to be interesting. Then in the midfield, I think Tim, natural replacement in that midfield to play next to Garner. So yeah, that's Everton's squad. And like I said, there's a lot of people will be missing. Now, Arsenal, this was the forgettable 2-1 win where we didn't score a goal. This is how the team started out the game. And then eventually got moved around once White had to come off. And he brought on Skelly to play left back. Timber went to right back. Saliba went to right centre back. And Nkapie went to left centre back. So he kind of switched it up. So last week he went with Zubimendi, Rice, and Eza. Zubimendi and Eza got the hook relatively early. And so did Martinelli, who started on the left with Gyökeres and Saka off the right. So, the coach didn't play Madueke after scoring a brace in the Champions League. That was a head scratcher for me. Don't know how him don't even get on the pitch. That's mad. But that was our starting lineup last week when we played. Now, tail of the tape. Ninth position is Everton. First place, Arsenal. Like I said, when this match kicks off, more than likely, Arsenal will be sitting in second position. 11 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. 7 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses for Everton. 18 goals scored, 30 for Arsenal. XG of 27.34. XG of 19.54 for Everton, but only 18 goals scored. Barry and Beto don't add up to 1. Those are their strikers, by the way. 8 clean sheets for Arsenal to 6 for Everton. So Everton not bad in the clean sheet race. And they usually are up there regardless of league position in that particular stat. 66 times this match has been played in the Prem. 38 wins for Arsenal, 12 wins for Everton with 16 drawn games. Last year in April, these were 2 points dropped for sure when we drew with Everton 1-1. Not the best result. Like I said, Baker is not now. It is April, March, those times of the year when the pressure can get to you. You know what I mean? And it has in the past with us. But for me, this is a result that I've been sticking with a lot this year. I'm going to stick with it again. 2-0 to the Arsenal. I just feel like the NDI absence going to really mess them up. Dewsbury Hall out as well. I think that all going to mess them up. And we're going to have what you call it now, a reaction type performance to that madness last week, I think. Gay 5'11". Jeez. Feel that means Slat is not a good coach. We say you're deadly against it, eh? Better coach than Arteta. 3-0 Arsenal. Trossard to score, says Red Skull. Yeah, I think Trossard will score still. Arsenal won't win that game at Everton. I'll be having an interview like Salah at halftime when Better Barry misses 2 big chances. I tell you. I tell you. No man, even know what going. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna win it, man. I just feel like last week was the scare of these two. Like last week was just a scare, and this week we're kind of going, play better and just win the game. We got away with one. I understand that but you're cracking this early, which is always a concern because you're always cracking April. No, but I don't. Do you really consider what has happened lately cracking though? Because I don't really. I think that's a bit of a stretch, man. Like, okay, let's really analyze it, right? The last 5 games, we beat Spurs, we drew away to Chelsea. People were going crazy over this result because they had the 10 men. But Chelsea just had a really good game in the game. I mean, what are you going to do? Chelsea's not a terrible team. We beat Brentford 2-0. We lost 2-1 away to Villa, who haven't lost in God knows how many games. And we beat Wolves 2-1 in a lackluster performance but at the end of the day, we got the 3 points in. So we have dropped, 5 points in the last 15. And those points were dropped to position 3 and 4 in the league away. So I don't think that these are signs of cracking. We just had some tough fixtures. We didn't get 3 points in all of them. And, when you juxtapose who City has been playing against comparatively, they really have had better fixtures lately. So, it is what it is, bro. And I wouldn't call what's happening right now a crack. What's my away record? It's a good question still. I don't think it shows that here, but what I can do, let's do this. Away record in the Prem. So L, draw, win, 1, 2, 3. So 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. 3 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Win. 4 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. 6 played away. That's all. Only 6 games. In the league. 1, 2. Okay, what about home game? That's last season. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, yeah. So 8 away, 4 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Not the worst in the world. I remember one of your streams, I asked if it was the first seen teammates fighting on the same team recently. I saw a clip with Beckford involved and DJ was on the same team. Yeah. No, there was Ricardo Fuller with Stoke, He got into it with his captain and got a red card. I remember Kieran Dyer and was it Lee Boyer, I think, when they were at Newcastle. They got into it. So yeah, it's happened a few times. Red Skull. Red Skull asks, what's Liverpool home record? My gosh. You see, I'm just the host. I got the answer for you. Red Skull said, fuck that. What's Liverpool home record since you want to ask questions today? Cha cha. Yeah, man, 2-0 me I said to Arsenal. Yes, sir. All right, moving on. There are two games at 3. Everybody in the world I go watch the other one. Everybody know that. But yeah, Leeds and Crystal Palace get the USA slot. Wow, disrespect. 17th in the league, 5th for Palace. 7 wins, 4 wins. Wow, 5 drawn, 8 losses. So double up the losses, 20 goals each. Look at this underperformance, man. Both teams, but look how bad. Yo, Mateta should have like 10 goals, you know. The man miss a bag of chance, you know, man. 7 clean sheets to 2. What a difference. Back up to 5th position. They had dropped down pretty far. But even with the 3-0 loss, they're still in 5th. 3 wins, 2 losses in the last 5. 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in the last 5 for Leeds. 12 times this match play in the Prem. 5 wins for Leeds, 5 wins for Palace, 2 drawn games. So it's pretty much a dead heat. Last time they played in 2023 on this ground, Palace got the better of them 5-1. Wow, that was probably Eza and company, but he's no longer there. So Palace did heavily rotate as well in the Conference League. They should be decent for this one. Still without Munoz, who I think is a big L for them. So they'll have to get some kind of creativity down the right-hand side that Munoz won't be able to give them. But yeah, Leeds at home is a beast, you know. They really are. Yo, a game I go draw 0-0. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Leeds cannot keep no clean sheet. This game I go finish 2-1 Palace. Not go be no 0-0. You mad? 2-1 Palace, me say. Dexter said them go catch me. All right. Skull and Dexter back at it. So watch the play number 2 argument. See? 1-1 Leeds. All right. Moving on to Sunday games now. Well, one game on Sunday. Have it all to themselves. 11:30. Aston Villa Man U. This should be a really good game, you know. But one thing we notice with Aston Villa, they don't beat Manchester United. I don't know what it is, but they don't beat this team. They're in third now. They have 10 wins on the season, 3 more than United. United have 2 more draws, 4 losses for United, 3 losses for Aston Villa. 30 goals for United, 30.77 XG. Not bad at all. One of the highest in the league as well. 17.11. So they're greatly overperforming their XG is Aston Villa. Goals from outside the box, all kind of madness them scoring. 5 clean sheets for Villa, 1 for Manchester United. That's poor. Look at those wins. 5 in a row in the last 5 over some good teams as well. Well, really, Arsenal the only top team there. But away to Leeds is a tough game. Wolves at home, away to Brighton is a tough game. And away to West Ham under Nuno has been tough for most so far too. United, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. So they haven't lost in their last 4 games, but they haven't been able to convert these drawn games into wins, especially that Bournemouth 4-4 will really upset them as well. 60 times this match play in the Prem, 41 wins for United, only 5 wins for Aston Villa. That is crazy. Last time these two teams faced each other at Villa Park, it ended in a 0-0 draw. And the time before that, Man United got the better of them 2-1. As you can see, Villa yet to beat United in their last 5 fixtures in the Premier League. What does that mean for tomorrow's game? Well, we'll have to wait and see, right? When you look at Man U's lineup, you know that they will have some absentees. We know that Diallo is gone, so he's not around right now. And also Brian Mbuemo will be gone as well. So that right side of the attack definitely will be going through some issues without those two. I'm talking about Aston Villa. They pretty much should have their full complement of players available to them. Rodgers has been on fire of late. Tillemans playing really well in the midfield. And Watkins, definitely has a lot more confidence today than he did, say, a month ago. So things are definitely looking up for Unai Emery and crew. And, with they will be wanting to make a statement and say, yes, we are in and around this thing in terms of this title race is concerned. But I'm going to go with the history, people. I'm going to go with the history. And I'm going to say that they don't lose the game, but it does end in a 1-1 draw. And the last fixture of the week, Fulham versus Nottingham Forest. And in this particular fixture, we know that Fulham did have some work to do during the week. They had an EPL Cup match, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they played Newcastle, and they went pretty strong. They just said, listen, we don't play no other damn competition. We need to try to fucking win this one. So they have everybody around. Chukwueze, Iwobi, and Bassi. The 3 Nigerians are out of the squad. That's going to be tough for them. But we saw a glimpse of what that's going to look like. We saw the likes of Lukic and Sanderbergs in midfield, and we saw Cuenca partner Joachim Anderson in the back line. Will that continue? I think that more than likely will when you look at who they have. Issa Diop is an option as well, but I think Cuenca right now might get the nod. But we'll have to wait and see. He might go for the experience of Diop, a little more experience back there. So yeah, should be interesting. Should be interesting, this one. Fulham versus Forest. Fulham are missing the 3 Nigerians. Nottingham Forest, I think they should be in the clear for the most part. But let's look at the stats real quick. 14th and 16th. So definitely a lot to play for in this one. Fulham have 1 more win, but Forest have 1 more draw. Both teams have 8 losses. 23 goals for Fulham, 17 for Nottingham Forest. Not very good on either, really. 20.03 is terrible. For Forest only have 17, and they're performing over their XG quite well. 17.45 XG, and they are up to 23 goals on the season. 3 clean sheets each for both teams. And you look at the recent form, both with 2 losses, both with 3 wins. So something has to give here. 6 times this match play, 5 wins for Fulham, 1 win for Nottingham Forest. The last time they played at the Cottage would have been February of this year when Fulham got the better of them 2-1. In fact, one of the few teams last season in their Cinderella season for Forest to do the double over them was Fulham. So Fulham historically have the edge over Nottingham Forest. I just think that the losses of all 3 of those players is going to prove costly. And I think because of that, I'm going to have to roll with Forest to go into town and win the game. I'm going to say 2-1 will be the final score there in favor of Nottingham Forest. All right. So this actually was really good timing because the show about to be done and the fight about to start. It's like perfect. All right. So 2-1 lead, says Skull. We say Villa break the spell Sunday. We're going to see Logan. We're going to see 2-1 Man U, the shock of the weekend. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that big of a shock, man. I just think when you look at overall, them have a voodoo over the damn team. Oh, gosh, man. Villa 3-2, said Chile. Yeah, man, I go with the draw still, but I could be wrong for sure. It is, currently. I mean, but Mbuemo being out of it, how much does it change, you know? Don't it? Please don't. They ain't playing against low blocks, but that's good debate. Yeah, that's a good point to bring up as well, Skull. Can't disregard that. 3-1 Forest is Skull. And Chile say 1-1 in the Fulham game. Well, people, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I definitely would like to go watch this fight. But before I go, I do want to put this on screen because last week I definitely did not put it on at all. So let me stop sharing this and let's get this on the screen. So this is last week's results. So some of you had hit me up after the show and was just wondering who won and who lost and everything. So this was last week's donkey. It was a split. Sorry, Chile, you missed this, but it was you and Joseph B and Duckland. And then the champs, Pristine, congrats, my G, 8-2, one of the best weeks so far this season with one game correct. Jaguars and Fitzroy Grizzle was right there, but they only got 7-3. They were close. DJ Shatta Hennessy, 6-4 with 2 games right, and Chile, 6-4 with none. So what I don't understand is how do I have Chile here and I also have Chile here? That's not possible. So it's supposed to be Duckland, Joseph B, and Red Skull. So yo, Red Skull is like me there try to spare your life so good, so much that I'm gonna put Chile name instead of yours. But yo, at Chile, you were not Donkey of the Week last week. That was Red Skull. That was Red Skull. That was Red Skull. It's not even you, Chile. You weren't so bad. Yeah, man. 8-2, bro. You did your thing last week, pristine. Very well done. I want to say that was the joint best week so far because there was one other week where somebody got 8. But yeah, Skull, may I spare your life, Skull. But are you a insert Red Skull name where Chile name is, people? As a matter of fact, I forget this off of the screen because Chile, you know, deserve it today. A Red Skull finish donkey and put Chile name, you know. What a wicked youth, man. Yeah, this week is tough, bro. A lot of games where you could have seen them going either way. So if somebody got 8-2 this week, I have to give them some real ratings because this is not an easy week to select. A lot of the games kind of close. All right, people, look like Joshua forward out there now. So, people, we're going to go watch the fight. Yeah? Hour and a half of showtime. Big up on yourselves. And I don't know anybody that never took part in the live score predictions. Not to worry. When the show finish, just go ahead and put your scores in the comments. I will be looking throughout the weekend to see who put their stuff. I will add it to the big board. Just remember, if you put the comment after the first game kick off, no bother. We're not even gonna add it. So big up on yourselves. Thanks again so much for tuning in, people. We're gonna go watch some boxing, you know. And yeah, until the next time we meet, Big up on yourselves. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Okay, bless up pristine, respect for that. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. There's a lot going on with the family and everything. We're going down to Florida. We're driving down on Monday from where we are. And we're going to be down there for a little while. So I'll be taking my equipment down there. So we will be doing some streaming out of the studio in a different location. Undisclosed, of course. And then Monday night, look out for the review show because I will be watching all the games leading up to that night, and we're gonna have the reveal and talk about all the fixtures and all the madness that happened. And who knows, we might have some special guests, because we'll have others around that might want to say a few words. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, looking forward to that, and looking forward to seeing all the family, as you guys should as well. Hopefully, you can be around family over the holidays is the most important thing about it. Don't worry about the gifts and what you're receiving and all that. That's secondary. Just know, say, a family, love, 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 and love alone. That is the main thing going to get us through and get us going for the new year to come. All right, people. So big up on yourselves. Thanks so much for tuning in. Once again, I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. I want to hear what man like Dexter Baker talk about. Come on, you Gooners.